Everyone quickly said they wouldn't dare, knowing that the combined net worth of everyone else in the room probably wouldn't match even a fraction of his. As the waiter started serving the food, the class hottie downed a glass of red wine and asked with a flushed face, "Ethan, I heard you're still single. Do you think I have a chance?" Her directness shocked everyone. I was curious too. I looked up just in time to meet his gaze. Ethan took a sip of his wine and said, "I'm sorry, but I already had someone I like." The class hottie smiled frowsy on her face, the flush on her cheeks fading into a pale pink. She blinked twice as if she hadn't heard Ethan right, and let out a nervous laugh that sounded more like a squeak. "Ethan, you're joking, right? I've never heard anyone mention you having a girlfriend." Ethan sat her day down, his fingers brushing the rim of his wine glass gently, the golden light from the chandelier above caught the edges of his glasses, softening the sharpness of his jawline. "I didn't say it was a girlfriend," he said, his voice calm but clear enough to cut through the awkward murmur that had started around the table. "Just someone I like." Class hottie's lips pressed into a thin line. She picked up her wine glass again, swirling the red liquid around, as if it could distract her from the eyes that were now darting between her and Ethan. "Well," she said, forcing a bright tone, "whoever she is, she must be really lucky." She took a large sip, her gaze flicking toward me for a split second before she slipped away. I pretended not to notice, staring down at my untouched plate of foie gras. My heart was thudding so loud I was sure the person next to me could hear it. Amanda leaned over, her elbow digging into my arm. "Did you hear that?" she whispered, her eyes wide. "He likes someone. What if it's you?" I rolled my eyes, but I couldn't stop the small smile that tugged at my lips. "Don't be ridiculous," I said. "We barely talked in high school. He probably doesn't even remember my name half the time." But Samantha wasn't listening. She was too busy watching Ethan, who had turned to the class monitor and started talking about the hotel's renovation plans. Class hottie had joined another group of classmates, her laughter loud and forced, but her eyes kept drifting back to Ethan. The rest of the dinner passed in a blur of food and conversation. Plates of lobster, truffle pasta, and chocolate souffle were served and cleared. Wine glasses were refilled again and again. Jack's face popped into my head a few times when someone mentioned the bar downtown that he used to frequent. When a guy at the table complained about his girlfriend overreacting to a text from an ex. Each time, I pushed the thought away. I didn't want to think about him tonight. Not when I was sitting in a luxury hotel, wearing a new suit that made me feel confident, and maybe, just maybe, in the same room as someone who saw me as more than a doormat. By the time dessert was served, most people were tipsy. The class monitor stood up, tapping his glass with a spoon. "Everyone, let's raise a toast," he said, his voice slurring slightly. "Old friends, new beginnings, and Ethan welcome home." Everyone raised their glasses cheering. I clinked mine against Samantha's, and when I looked up, I saw Ethan looking at me. Our eyes met for a second, and a smile like a small, genuine smile that made my cheeks heat up. I quickly looked away, taking a sip of my champagne to hide my embarrassment. After the toast, people started to leave. Samantha and I stood up, grabbing our coats from the chair next to us. "Want to get a coffee before I take you home?" she asked. I nodded. "Sure, I'm not really ready to go back to that empty apartment yet." We were walking toward the door when someone called my name. "Lily." I turned around. It was Ethan. He was standing a few feet away, his coat draped over his arm. The class hottie was nowhere to be seen, probably off complaining to her friends. I thought. "Hi," I said, my voice coming out quieter than I intended. Samantha gave my arm a squeeze before stepping away, winking at me as she went. Ethan walked over, stopping right in front of me. He was taller than I remembered, and the scent of his cologne, something woody and warm, filled my nose. "I wanted to talk to you before you left," he said. My heart skipped a beat. "Oh, what about?" He hesitated for a second, as if he was trying to find the right words. "I saw your Instagram post earlier," he said. "The one with the marriage certificate." My stomach dropped. I'd completely forgotten about that post. I posted in a feed of anger right after blocking Jack, to prove to everyone that I was over him. But now, standing in front of Ethan, it felt silly desperate even. "Oh, that," I said, laughing awkwardly. "It's not real. He was mad at my ex. I wanted to make him think I moved on." Ethan's eyebrows raised. "Really? Because I was worried I missed something. I thought maybe you got married, and I didn't even know." I shook my head, my face burning. "No, it's fake. Just a stupid stunt. I'm sorry if it confused you." He smiled, and this time it reached his eyes. "Don't be sorry. I am actually glad it's fake." My breath caught in my throat. "You are?" He nodded. "Yeah, because, well, I've been wanting to ask you out for a while now, but I didn't want to do it if you were taken." I stared at him, unable to speak. Did I hear that right? Ethan Gramey high school crush, the guy who was out of everyone's league, wanted to ask me out.